Welcome back to Witness Richness. It's your man, JCP, and as always, I am super excited to be back in front of the camera. So this week I want to have a conversation with you about how to have a conversation with yourself. You see, I have this exercise that I've been kind of walking myself through over the last couple of years, and I've seen some progress, so I thought I might share it with you. I'm going to take you out to the intro. See you back here in a minute. Okay, so get this, right? A couple years ago, I had this habit, which was working for me. I was getting up at 3:33 in the morning or 3:30 in the morning. A lot of times I like to have it on 3:33, but I'd get up 3:30 in the morning time, and I'd go into the bathroom. Everybody's sleeping, wifey's sleeping, kids, everybody's sleeping. And I'm in the bathroom and, in the mirror sometimes. Sometimes a night light, sometimes a light on. And I would go into the mirror and I would have these conversations with myself, right? I would be sitting back, in the mirror, just dolo, just, having a full-on conversation with myself. And for me, it was powerful. It was like those conversations would drive me and push me. And, it was almost like it was talking to my own intuition. See, but one night, I left the bathroom door cracked, okay? And, my fiance comes to the door, and I see like a little shadow, a little movement, like from the crack in the door. Like through the mirror, I seen something like, a little flashback. I'm like, what is that? So I stopped talking to myself, right? And I look back, and literally, my fiance is there in the hallway like she's seen a ghost. Her mouth, she had a hand over her mouth, one hand over her heart, and she's like backing up, like she's like terrified of me. And I'm like, what's wrong with you? And she's like, what are you doing? Who are you talking to? And I'm just like, talking to myself. Like, you caught me. This is weird. but you shouldn't be, you didn't see a ghost now, right? And she's like panicked. She's probably thinking like she got to call like a psychiatrist or some shit like that, because she caught me like right on, like just conversation with myself back and forth. But I kind of walked her through it, and I said, you don't talk to yourself, like you don't have these conversations with yourself. And she's like, I do, but not out loud. I'm like, well, shit, for me it's a powerful tool to speak to myself out loud. And she couldn't I guess she was there for a minute, and she couldn't understand like, the conversation, the dialect, what was going back and forth, and who I was speaking to. But I explained to her, I'm just like, I was speaking to my higher self. There was a version of me, right, that I was speaking to. So in this exercise, right, and this is how I like to do things, is, success is defined by each individual, right? Okay, so what do you find success? Picture success. If you had to picture a perfect life or a successful life by your own means, what would that look like? You be the judge of that. Whether it's family, whether it's accomplishments, whether it's things you acquired, whether it's places you traveled, whatever your definition of success is, picture it and put it into a person. Okay. All right. So now, imagine that you have a one-on-one interview with that person who has reached that success. You know everything about that person and their success because it's what you want. They have what you have. They have what you want, right? So that's the idea. And again, that vision of success comes from you. Now, in my mind, how I'm going to use this level of success is I'm going to put that level of success, what I find successful, there, right? So what I'm saying is, okay, I'm going to this person's house who has all things that I desire and things that I'm working towards building, and share some of my ambitions as well, right? That's the person's house I'm going to. And I walk into this house, right? Again, this is my version of success. And it's, let's just say, let me give you an example. I don't know, I can name somebody, Grant Cardone, okay? Grant Cardone has this condo on Miami Beach, 30, 40 floors up. And the condo has this wraparound balcony, right, where you can just see all 360 degrees of the water and the city of Miami. And beautiful, right? So take yourself through that. You know, you have your wine glasses, your champagne glasses, you have your rugs, you have your nice countertops and cabinets, whatever it may be, the car, just the whole vision of success, the driveway, you know, the chandelier, you know, the office, you know, the family pictures on the wall with places they've traveled, you know, the bank account, this, that, and the third. Just all that is what you're walking into. And all that, you're sitting down at this desk, right? And you finally reach this person's desk you have this interview for, right? And you know, they sit down and this is what you walk into, right? You walk into this, you know, you walk into this and you're sitting down and you turn around and it's like the person you came to see is you, right? And they're better looking than you. Shit, they might be taller than you somehow, some way. You know, they got a better hairline than you. They got more money than you. They seem happier than you. They seem more fulfilled than you. They just have everything you desire. And it's like, it's a future version of you. For me personally, whenever I have a conversation with myself, that's who I'm speaking to. That's who I'm speaking with, right? So there's not too much dialect. It's more about questions and answers. So it's like tapping into a higher version of yourself, following your own intuition to direct yourself to yourself. It's, you know, you got to step outside yourself first. I know. So I hope I'm not being this is not confusing, but the idea is have a conversation with yourself. Not just like me right here wearing this and, you know, the other version of myself is there wearing the same thing in the same exact place, in the same situation, me and you trying to figure out what's happening now. No. What I want you to picture is the person who is already there. That level of, that version of yourself who's already acquired what you've acquired and travel where you wanted to travel and build what you wanted to build. Like, have a conversation with that person, okay? And let that be your intuition and guide you down that path to where that version of yourself is at. Okay, so it's not about just listening to your own thoughts going back and forth, but it's about picturing that the thoughts that you're listening to or you're even scanning in your mind come from that version of yourself. Now, that is a tool that I picked up from, I believe it was How to Outwit the Devil, right? No, it wasn't that book. That was an idea that I picked up from Think and Grow Rich when Napoleon Hill talked about imagining he was speaking to his predecessors, right? Imagining he was having a conversation with them, right? Or imagining so now it's like, now imagine having a conversation with your future self. And for me, that's powerful and it hits home. And I just feel like that version of myself always has its best interest for me. So that's who I go to speak to at times when it's 3 o'clock in the morning and you catch me talking in the bathroom mirror. But anyway, so that's a tool that I use, and I feel that it's powerful. And I think that if you were to if you was to envision success in all ways, shapes, and form, and put that into a version of yourself that you want to aspire to be like, I think that can be a real driving force for your own development and just, you know, whatever your endeavors are, is to keep you going forward. And, you know, it could be, you know, winning that race, right? And can you picture yourself holding the trophy, winning, then talking to that version of yourself now? You know? So picture that future version of yourself and all the successes that you may have or acquire or build at that point in time. And have a conversation, a full-out conversation with that person. And I feel like that might be your best guide. So this was just a quick video on an exercise that I've used over the last couple of years, and I thought that would be helpful to share with you. So go ahead and, you know, take some time to visualize that future version of yourself, and then have a few conversations with yourself, and let that be intuition and guide yourself to where you know you want to be ultimately. As always, my brother, as always, my sister, this is a wide open invitation. Subscribe to the channel and let's grow together. I'll see you next week's episode.